Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Let's get started. Our first one came from Strange Donut 9358. I, a 37-year-old female, want to know if I was the beehole to back out of a girls' trip because I didn't want to cheat on my 56-year-old husband. Edit. For clarity, I know cheating is bad and not in the question. The loss of a friend over backing out of a trip that I don't believe was a girls' trip anymore when they changed it. I felt justified inviting my husband, but my 40-year-old female friend is upset with me that I'm starting to think I was wrong. My girlfriend and I met in a local mommy group and agreed to do play dates with our kids. I was a stay-at-home mom, and connecting with other moms was my way of having adult interaction with kids in tow. Let's call her Shay. Shay and I got close, and she had other female friends that wanted to be introduced to me. I was excited to be welcomed into the friend group, and we were all going to celebrate by going on a girls' trip. I was 100% down for it until I found out that they wanted to do an adults-only not safe for work cruise. They're all single, and we were excited to do the cruise to hook up with guys on the cruise and have some fun. The thing is, I am married. We've been together for 14 years. Because the nature of the trip changed from just girls to a sexual exploration with other adults, I figured that it was a given that my husband was automatically invited. I mean, I am married, so fidelity is expected. So, in the group conversation at Shay's house with some of the girls on the phone about it, and I said I will need to know the new dates ASAP, since the original plans changed, so my mom can watch the kids and my husband can schedule to come. They grew silent, and my friend, Shay, gives me a dirty look and says, "Wow," and I asked, "What's wrong?" She didn't say anything and everyone else just uncomfortably stayed silent. I asked, "Is there a problem with my husband coming?" They said, "Yeah, it's a girls only thing, and I didn't think you'd be that kind of friend." I pointed out that this is adults only, basically a Smex cruise, and so why wouldn't I bring my husband? Am I supposed to just watch y'all hook up and be miserable, the miserable third wheel? And Shay says, "Well," and I cut her off because at this point I'm a little mad. They say I like Smex too, and I need my husband so I can have somebody to have Smex with. Shez says there's going to be men there on the ship. Another friend spoke up and said there's plenty of men to choose from. Oh, that's gross. So you have to be alone. Oh my god, they're trying to get you to cheat. It's crazy. You know what? I'll save it for the end, but I might forget, so I'll say it now. Women like to do this to women. They like to pull you down. It's like crabs in a barrel, or in my case, crabs in a cooler, the way when I saw crabs pulling each other back inside. That's what this is, but back to the story. And then I realized they knew I was married and didn't care. They are expecting me to cheat on my husband. The way I explained it is, according to them, they are uncomfortable with my husband being there, and they'd feel much better if I had sex with strangers instead. They didn't say it's better for me to have sex with strangers, but it's implied. Because they're planning on meeting guys and having some freaky fun on the cruise, they'll be uncomfortable with doing that if my husband is there. I don't understand how it's just us girls if they're going to pick out men to have sex with. It's not going to just be us girls if we're partnering up with men, but they're uncomfortable with my husband being there. And the solution is them being happy is if he didn't come. And if I didn't want to be lonely and I'm able to have Smex while I'm on the trip too, I should just pick one of the guys that are already going to be available on the cruise ship. I don't understand why I have to pick some random man that I don't know to have Smex with when I've already been married and chosen my Smex partner. They don't seem to understand that I'm not comfortable with sleeping with someone that's not my husband. They almost seem confused, like why would I take a fidelity so strong? If my husband went on a trip with his male friends, I'd be pretty upset if they pushed him to have sex with other women, if they didn't respect our marriage. But it doesn't matter that I voiced that I wouldn't be comfortable because according to them being uncomfortable outweighs me being uncomfortable. And that in order for them to be comfortable, my only choices are to tag along, not hooking up with any of the guys and just watching them all hook up with guys, or cheat on my husband. It seems pretty weird that those are the only two options. I don't totally understand why my husband being present would make them feel uncomfortable because they are single women. They're free to do whatever they want to do. What does my husband being there have to do with anything with them? I had a little bit of a dark thought, And I was thinking maybe they want me to be in some kind of compromising position so they could, take pictures of it and maybe share it on social media or accidentally send it to my husband. That could be a possibility, OP. They are probably trying to drag you down to their level. There's a reason why they are single mothers, and we know why. Why else would a group of single women want to isolate a married woman from her husband and push and pressure her into having sex with people that are not her husband, even though she voiced being uncomfortable and not wanting that? So I'm thinking maybe it's a setup. But then again, I don't know if I'm just being the worst of people, because I can't wrap my head around why it's such a big deal about me wanting not to sleep with other men and only wanting to be with just my husband. And I also don't think that it's a girl's trip anymore if the objective is to hook up with men. That doesn't sound like a girl's trip to me. If you're going to a place to partner up with men, that sounds like a group date type of thing, and I don't understand why I can't have my chosen date. Shay says she won't tell anything, but bring my husband is disrespectful as well. I got really mad and lashed out and said I wouldn't cheat on my husband, and I won't be hooking up with randos on a floating STD ship, and backed out of the trip and went home. Of course I told my hubby, who was upset that they're pressuring me into cheating on him, and he says if I go, he goes. I was going to put my foot down and say I'm bringing my husband anyways, but now Shay won't even talk to me. She doesn't answer my calls or texts. Me and my kids are iced out of our kids, and our kids were friends. She was so offended by my automated invite of my husband. Maybe I was wrong not to ask first, before planning to have him come. Was I wrong to assume that this was a given since I'm married and not single? I haven't been single in a time, and is this the norm now? Would you consider a plan to sleep with random people a girl's trip? Sadly, OP, yeah. Usually when you hear people say girl's trip, it's so they can go somewhere exotic and cheat. This time it's a boat. Sometimes it's Mexico. You never know. Her ending our friendship makes me doubt I handled it well. Am I crazy, or is this expectation understandable? Edit. If I'm fake, please block me instead of calling me names. I am a person. Trip. The original plan was a spa resort in the Caribbean with women-only day spas. We had dates to meet up and pay deposits, and then boom, the cruise was mentioned and everyone's besides me immediately agrees to the cruise. Having a group of men with us all at all times doesn't sound like it was just a girls' trip anymore. I listened to them plan their whole thing without my input, and that's when I put my husband in it. Group dating and hooking up is not a girls' trip. Cruise details. I never got far as details because we bickered over the Smex partnering thing. When I googled it, I didn't find anything they described. Now I'm even more confused on their behavior. Maybe there is no adult-only Smex cruise. I found nothing they described. They lied. Friendship. Shay and I hung out a lot, and she was very nice and a funny woman. We had a lot of interest and seemed to naturally vibe with each other with our playdates. She seemed so nice that the Shay I encountered that night seemed like a different person. She went from so nice and sweet to this one moment to of I don't know what. It was completely out of her character. I did not jump to the ending of our friendship with her because I thought something else is going on, and this was a fluke. I'm pretty level-headed and try to give people the benefit of the doubt. I thought after the cool heads would prevail, we could discuss this disconnect. I really thought we had that type of friendship, to apologize to each other. I see that I was wrong. Whew, okay, that was a long one. We got a little update at the end, but I'll give my input. So, OP, I don't know how long you've been out of the dating circuit, but yeah, girls trip means cheat. That's usually what it means. I'm going to go cheat. Good on you for sticking by your husband, and don't be friends with those people. They basically told you they want you to cheat. They're trying to drag you down to their level. OP, there's a reason why there's a reason why they are single mothers, and it's most likely because they cheated on their husbands. If they were so easily and willing to make you cheat on this cruise ship, yeah, get away from them. Don't hang out with them. Those aren't your friends, OP. Those are ghouls. Those are crabs in a bucket, or in my case, a cooler, trying to pull you back down and get you down to their level in the mud. Don't do it, OP. Let's take a look at the update. Update. I blocked all involved, and my hubby and I booked a vacation with our kids later this year. Okay, sounds like we have a happy ending. And you did the right thing. You blocked those type of people because they were only going to make your life a living hell. And our final one is from Key Effective 1277. Am I wrong for adopting a puppy and not wanting the previous owners to visit? Okay, here's the backstory. I adopted a 6-month-old lab from someone on Facebook who I don't know. She was getting rid of the dog because her boyfriend left her and she was losing her housing. They only had the dog for 1 month prior to me getting here. Now, I had her for 1 month exactly, and she said her and her boyfriend are back together, and he wants to come see the dog because he misses her, and didn't get to say goodbye. I'm afraid they're going to try to guilt me into taking the dog back, since they're back together and the reason she got rid of her dog is because they broke up. Am I wrong for not wanting them to come to my home, and I haven't answered her message yet? Not sure if I'm overreacting about the situation. Okay, OP. I've had dogs and I've had people who I've had the dogs from. They haven't done it in a while, but first couple months they text, "Oh, how's she doing?" And I sent them a little picture of her, sleeping on her little bed and all that. And that's as much as I'm willing to do. I don't even have to do that, but I did do that because my dog's cute and I wanted to show a picture of her. Um, but that's weird. If someone I bought a dog from or got a dog from was like, "Can I come to your house to play with the dog?" That's weird to me. I don't like having strangers over at my house. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's probably that. Since they got back together, he's probably like, "We're gonna go get my dog or get your dog." And they're probably gonna shoot that question at you. Can we take her back because we're back together and we can give her a good home? OP, as far as I'm concerned, that is your dog. You need to protect yourself and your dog. And by protecting yourself, I mean don't let these strangers know where you live. Even if they don't try to do the whole "can we have the dog back" thing, they might come back another day or another night and just steal the dog. It's a puppy. You can easily steal a puppy. So my advice to you, OP, would be to block these people and do not entertain their idea of coming over, because I don't see how this can end well for you. Either way, I think you will lose a dog either way. Well, or you'll have to fight two people. You have to go 2v1 on people, who want their dog back. Will want your dog because it is your dog. So, OP, no, you're not in the wrong. Honestly, block them and just forget about these people. Thank you so much for staying with me to the end of this video. Can you please do what I said in the beginning and like, comment, and subscribe? It will really help the channel out, and it'll get you more videos like this every day. Velvet out.